Welcome to Inside British Royals. This is your exclusive look inside the world's most famous family. We are exploring the scandals, secrets, and power plays that define the modern monarchy. If you are new here, please do well to hit that subscribe button for more updates. The fallout from the Jeffrey Epstein scandal has just entered an explosive new chapter. What started as a story about one man's catastrophic judgment is now threatening to fracture the very foundations of the House of Windsor. Over the last several weeks, the narrative has shifted, quietly but unmistakably, from the past sins of a disgraced prince to the current crisis facing his two daughters. As horrifying new allegations surface and their father faces the unthinkable, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie are trapped in an impossible position. And behind palace walls, a desperate demand is reportedly being made. With the Epstein scandal unleashing a fresh wave of horrifying allegations, a stark and desperate demand is reportedly coming from inside the royal family. Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, who have remained publicly silent, are now facing an impossible choice between their family and their future. We're breaking down the crushing pressure they're under and what they are demanding as their parents' past threatens to destroy everything. The storm that's been brewing over the House of York for years finally broke in February 2026. Around the time of his 66th birthday, the man formerly known as Prince Andrew, Duke of York, was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. This unprecedented event, the first arrest of a senior royal in modern history, sent shockwaves not just through Britain but across the globe. He was taken into custody and questioned extensively before being released under investigation. The arrest followed the release of a mountain of new documents from the U.S. Department of Justice, which contained damning allegations that Andrew had shared confidential government information with Jeffrey Epstein during his decade as a UK trade envoy. The police investigation is now focused on whether Andrew misused his official role, a serious offense that can carry a life sentence. The newly released files allegedly show that Andrew forwarded sensitive government reports and commercial information to the convicted sex offender. This was no longer just about poor judgment or unsavory friendships. It was now a criminal investigation. King Charles III moved quickly to control the narrative, issuing a statement that the law must take its course and promising the royal families full and wholehearted support for the investigation. But for Andrew's daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie, the king's words offered little comfort. Their father's arrest was the nightmare event they had surely long dreaded. And compounding that nightmare, the new files also dragged their mother, Sarah Ferguson, deeper into the mess. Emails revealed her alarmingly close relationship with Epstein, even after his 2008 conviction for soliciting a minor for prostitution. In the messages, she gushed to the financier, calling him the brother I have always wished for. But the most damaging revelation for the princesses was an email that appeared to suggest Ferguson had taken them to a lunch with Epstein in Miami back in 2009. This alleged meeting took place shortly after he was released from prison, when Beatrice was 21 and Eugenie was 19. While there is absolutely no suggestion of any wrongdoing by the princesses, and royal sources have firmly denied this meeting ever took place, their names were now linked to the scandal in a way they never had been before. The toxic York name, as one royal expert described it, was becoming radioactive. For Beatrice and Eugenie, the pressure was no longer a distant threat. It was an immediate, existential crisis. In the face of this unprecedented crisis, the big question is, what will Beatrice and Eugenie do? Publicly, they've been silent, a wall of poise against a flood of speculation. But behind the scenes, sources claim the sisters are emotionally drained and horrified. They are reportedly aghast and mortified by the contents of the files, especially the emails from their mother. More than that, sources close to the sisters suggest they feel they've been fed a pack of lies about their parents' true involvement with Epstein. This sense of betrayal is reportedly fueling a quiet but firm demand being made behind palace walls, a firewall. Not a literal one, but a strategic, visible, and permanent separation from the toxicity of their parents' public lives. Royal experts say the sisters are understandably distressed, predicting that their only path to survival is to create visible distance from Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. This isn't about a lack of love or a public denouncement. It's a desperate act of self-preservation. Sources claim the princesses are holding crisis talks to figure out how they can support their parents privately while publicly aligning themselves with the core of the monarchy, King Charles and Prince William. The demand is for a new reality where their own families, careers, and charity work aren't constantly overshadowed by the sins of their parents. They know that if they don't create that distance, they risk being dragged down with their mother and father by association. This strategy seems to be unfolding in two different ways. Princess Eugenie, often seen as the more direct of the two, has reportedly been the first to create more public distance. Sources claim she is devastated by her father's actions and has been noticeably absent from his side in public. Princess Beatrice, on the other hand, is said to be walking a finer line, trying to support her parents in private while keeping her crucial relationships within the senior royal family. But even she has reportedly accepted that a public separation is her only choice. This demand for distance isn't just about public perception, it's about their future roles. For years, there has been talk that Beatrice and Eugenie might one day become working royals, seen as valuable assets to the family. But with both of their parents now so deeply mired in scandal, that possibility seems to be evaporating. The demand for a firewall is really a plea to King Charles and Prince William. Judge us on our own merit, not on our parents' actions. Let us serve, but don't let their legacy destroy our chance to. Beyond the strategic moves and palace intrigue, this is a story of deep personal pain. Beatrice and Eugenie aren't just princesses. They are daughters reportedly watching their family implode. They are caught in the crossfire, facing what royal experts call an untenable choice between loyalty to their parents and saving their own futures. Sources say the sisters feel duped and torn, having believed their father's denials for years. As one royal author noted, it's likely they believed their father, and now that it has all backfired, the fallout must be incredibly difficult to process. This feeling of betrayal is made worse by a profound sense of embarrassment. The revelations about their mother's gushing emails to Epstein have reportedly left them mortified. For two women who have spent their lives navigating the complexities of royal duty, this new level of scandal is a devastating blow. They are now forced to question everything. One royal author commented, "All the doubts will have come crashing in. Sadly, they're going to start doubting everything their father ever told them." Their personal relationships are reportedly under immense strain. While they are said to be supporting their parents behind closed doors, their public front has to be one of distance. This creates a painful conflict, forcing them to look composed on the outside while privately dealing with anger and devastation. The situation has also put a strain on their relationship with the wider royal family. While Prince William is said to have sympathy for his cousins, having grown up in the spotlight of his own parents' public dramas, the demands of the monarchy are unyielding. As the future king, William is part of a system that is moving toward a leaner, more focused monarchy. This reality could leave Beatrice and Eugenie in an agonizing limbo. They are princesses of the blood, 9th and 11th in line to the throne, but they're also the daughters of the two most controversial figures in the modern royal family. They are now being forced to make tough decisions about their futures, their titles, and their very identities within the institution they were born into. To understand the impossible spot Beatrice and Eugenie are in, you have to look at the specific actions of their parents that cast this long, dark shadow. For Prince Andrew, the crisis spiraled from years of bad judgment to a full-blown criminal investigation. The allegations he faces now aren't just about his friendship with a sex offender, but about a potential abuse of his unique public position. Between 2001 and 2011, Andrew was the UK's Special Representative for International Trade and Investment. That role gave him access to sensitive government information and powerful people around the world. The documents released by the U.S. Department of Justice in early 2026 suggest he may have shared some of this confidential material directly with Jeffrey Epstein. Emails allegedly show Andrew forwarding official reports and providing Epstein with information on investment opportunities he only knew about because of his royal role. This is the basis for the misconduct in public office investigation, the idea that he seriously abused the power and responsibility he was given. The progressive stripping of his titles, and his eventual arrest in February 2026 were the culmination of a downfall that has now reached its grim conclusion. Meanwhile, Sarah Ferguson's entanglement, while not criminal, has been described as deeply unsettling. Her extensive emails with Epstein, which continued long after his 2008 conviction, paint a picture of a woman who was, at best, willfully blind and, at worst, deeply sycophantic. The files revealed her asking Epstein for financial advice while he was in prison. In one email, she calls Epstein "my pillar." In others, business plans were reportedly discussed that would leverage her royal adjacent status for Epstein's financial benefit. For Beatrice and Eugenie, this is the inescapable context. Their father is under criminal investigation for his actions while representing the crown. Their mother cultivated a fawning relationship with a convicted sex offender, apparently for financial and social gain, and allegedly brought her adult daughters into his orbit. It's this combined legacy of scandal that has created the toxic brand of the House of York, forcing the princesses into a desperate fight for their own reputations. The road ahead for Beatrice and Eugenie is full of uncertainty. Will they be able to build the firewall they so desperately need? Or will their parents' shadow prove too long to escape? The monarchy is at a crossroads, and the decisions made in the coming months will define the institution for a generation. What do you think? Is it fair for the princesses to be judged by their parents' actions? And what role, if any, do you see for them in the future of the royal family? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis on the British monarchy. The story of Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie has become a modern royal drama, showing how lineage can be both a privilege and a prison. They are now standing at a precipice, forced to confront the wreckage of their parents' choices. Their reported demand for a firewall, for a clear and visible separation, isn't an act of disloyalty, but an act of survival. They are fighting to prove that they are more than just Andrew and Fergie's daughters, and that they can carve out their own path of service and duty. But the question remains, will the institution they were born to serve allow them to? The push for a slimmed-down monarchy, combined with the relentless glare of public opinion, suggests a difficult path ahead. The sisters are reported to be united, supporting each other through this crisis. But they're also taking different approaches, with Eugenie creating a clearer public boundary, while Beatrice tries to walk the tightrope of private loyalty and public distance. Their place in the line of succession may be secure, but their relevance, their ability to contribute, and their place in the public's heart are all hanging in the balance. As the legal process against their father unfolds, Beatrice and Eugenie are left to pick up the pieces of lives that have been forever changed. Will they be defined by their parents' horrifying lies, or will they emerge from the shadows and redefine what it means to be a princess in the 21st century? Only time will tell.